If you don't know who Tyler Oliveira is, you're probably living under a rock. Tyler Oliveira is a YouTube creator with 5.75 million subscribers, and he has recently gained a lot of popularity from doing videos like these. I investigated the island where homeless people are shipped to. I investigated the world's most dangerous city in America. I investigated if aliens built the pyramid. These videos are very clearly a clickbait title with a lot of really good journalism done. I personally watch a lot of Tyler Oliveira's videos. You can see these little red bars, and some of these aren't even correct. I've watched a couple of these videos as well on second accounts, and they are genuinely well-crafted videos. Sometimes he does make certain things seem like a bigger deal than they are, but as the natural way of journalism, and everyone does that, from CNN to Fox. People do that. Everyone does that. That's how journalism works. You make a story out of something, and obviously it's going to feel like a bigger deal than it really is. That's okay. But it was never a big deal until recently when Tyler Oliveira made this video. I investigated the poorest region of America. This video goes pretty similar to any other Tyler Oliveira video until about the 19-minute and 13-second mark. In this 19-minute and 13-second mark, he specifically talks about a family in West Virginia that is so incest-ridden that one of them literally barks. Not to make fun of this man whatsoever. It's not his fault that his parents are cousins. But he has been interviewed severely. This entire family of 6 to 7 people has been interviewed a lot by a channel called White Underbelly. That is this channel right here. They make a lot of giant videos, and they are genuinely more journalists that are awesome. If you look right here, sort by popular, the most popular video on their channel is the inbred family, the Whitakers. It's a very great video. I recommend checking it out. It just kind of goes over what Tyler Oliveira does, except 12 minutes instead of being 10 minutes in part of a video. With that being said, Tyler Oliveira threw giant shots at Mark Laita, who is the owner of Soft White Underbelly, in this part of the video that we're going to watch right now.
What, you lie?
Hey.
And you lost your other brother.
Intrigued, I reached out to Mark Laita to see if he could introduce me to them, and he responded with this. Hi Tyler, Soft White Underbelly has an exclusive contract with the Whittaker family for all content creation. We are also...
Me personally, when I see an exclusive contract be shown, it seems very, very predatory. It feels like he is taking advantage of a family that is not real, and Tyler Oliveira specifically points that out here.
So currently in talks about a television series with a broadcast network. Thank you so much for thinking of us. Noel, Soft White Underbelly. 9 days later, he uploaded this to his YouTube channel.
This is not a. I'm not trying to create a TV show where we're doing follow-ups on people, because I could easily do that. I try to resist doing that. You know, because people, like, I see the comments sometimes, oh, you're just exploiting these people.
Now, assuming this contract even exists, it immediately raises a red flag when you consider that Mark has made 13 videos with the Whitakers with a combined total of 89.13 million views. In every one of these videos,
he's definitely drumming up a situation where Mark and the owner of Soft White Underbelly are taking advantage of this family, and we're going to talk more about this, so don't quite judge him yet. Don't make any opinions yet. He does have a response video that we will also be covering.
Mark currently has a GoFundMe link with the mission to help the Whittaker family purchase a new home, with $55,692 raised thus far, in addition to a previous 2022 GoFundMe that generated $12,000 for a new house. And for those preferring other ways to donate, you can also PayPal or Cash App Mark Laita directly. With $77K and however much else was sent to Mark directly, there's another GoFundMe to help the over 7,000 people who have been interviewed for the Soft White Underbelly channel, with $48,000 total raised on it right now. Who gets any of this money and how is it divided, we'll never know. With a minimum of $77K raised directly for the house, in addition to however much was sent to Mark directly via Cash App and PayPal, and however much money generated from, let's say, just the first video he made with the Whitakers, an extremely conservative estimate of $82,000, assuming a $2 RPM, we have a minimum of $159,000 in the home fund here. And there just so happens to be a house for sale right now in West Virginia, where they live, currently listed for $139,000. So
So you see right here, Tyler Oliveira is very clearly trying to spin a narrative that Mark Laita is taking this money and running with it. It's a big thing. It is a giant thing. That if he is taking money from these inbred family that do not know what they can do with this money, it is very predatory. It is wrong. You're not supposed to do that. You shouldn't do that. You're a bad person if you do that. Well, everybody else thought so too. And so hate flooded Mark Laita's comments until he posted something that was a 17 and 32 second video where he went into all of it. To fully understand this, I watched the entire video. I inspected it. I figured out what I can say on this so you don't have to watch all that. With that being said, he basically says, hey, so GoFundMe raised a lot of money. You're right. We did raise a lot of money. Why haven't we bought a house with it? Well, the reason why is because the Whitakers' mother consistently would call Mark and ask for money. Very understandable. Presumably, none of the Whitakers have jobs because they're not fit to work. And in West Virginia, there's not a lot of opportunities for work where they live. So they needed money for food, for the current rent on their house, because they have to pay something. They need money for other necessities. With that being said, Whittaker mother did not say anything like that to Tyler Oliveira, and she actually made it sound the opposite. So Mark Laita, at the end of this interview, called the Whittaker's mother and that conversation went a little bit like this.
Come on.
So I just want to be clear about the GoFundMe money that I've been sending you. Like how many times every few weeks you'll call me to ask me for some money, correct?
Not every week I don't.
No, but like typically throughout the year, you're calling me many times to ask me for money.
I know that.
I'm sorry?
I know about that.
You don't know about that?
Yeah, I know I know I've been calling.
Yeah, I know. So I just want to make sure because like when Tyler interviewed you, he asked you like, what's going on with the money? And you said, I don't know. And he asked you about the house and you said, what house? And it made it look like I'm not giving you guys money. Am I giving you guys money?
Yeah, you've been giving money, but I didn't know you've been giving money for the house down on that Mark.
Basically, the whole point is these people are not financially literate, and she doesn't necessarily understand how money works. You don't just have an endless pool in this GoFundMe to pull out of forever and ever and ever. And Mark specifically says, I'm done sending money to them because of this whole thing. Because at this point, they are lying to other people and doing that. Do I necessarily agree with his opinion to stop sending money to them? Not necessarily. He gave them the rest of the money they have, and he's not going to help them anymore, and I think that's perfectly his choice. You can choose not to help someone if you don't want to help them anymore, and if you feel like they are taking advantage of you. That's perfectly fair. And now, that brings us to Tyler Oliveira's final response video to Mark. Right here.
And Mark Laita. One day ago, I uploaded a video about West Virginia. In the last 7 minutes of the video, I go to the Whitakers' house, drop off some groceries, and I ask Betty Whittaker what's going on with the house and where is the money. I'm referring to a GoFundMe set up by Mark Laita where he raised $77,000 from the generous donations of many people watching his videos with the Whitakers with the intent to buy the Whitakers a new home. The title of the GoFundMe is Help the Whitakers Purchase a New Home. Now, I asked Betty what's going on with the money. She says, Mark says we've run out of money. What house? What do you mean, basically?
He's just going over what we've already said, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Basically, he's just saying that he started his own GoFundMe. He's telling Mark that, hey, yo, we talked to them. We didn't talk to you, etc.
So I uploaded this to the money. I did not accuse him of doing anything. I did not call him names. I merely asked the question I myself was curious about, and thousands of other people in Mark's own channel have asked him, and I would imagine that includes many people who have donated to the cause.
So here's my one issue with the way that Tyler Oliveira did come about it. I think that instead of saying I didn't call him any names, I didn't ask him anything, I didn't accuse him of anything, well, you kind of did. You didn't accuse him by saying it, but you did imply heavily that he is using this money for his own social or economic gain. Obviously, there's an issue with that right there. You can't say that somebody is doing something wrong without implying that they are a wrongdoer. That is fundamentally how it works. So with that being said, you should technically apologize for slandering somebody's name. With that being said, I understand it. I understand what he's saying. He didn't call you names. Mark is accusing him of calling him names. Technically, he is wrong. Technicality. He doesn't have to apologize.
Which is to help buy them a new home. Which brings me to my next point. Mark uploads a video to his channel where he says he's transferred over $100,000 worth of his viewers' donations to Betty Whittaker. There is no money left in the accounts, and they would constantly ask for the money, and he would send it to them. There's no money in the GoFundMe's left for a house, which was the entire goal of the GoFundMe. My problem with this is, A, he could have just updated the viewers every couple months, or every video with the Whitakers, hey, we're actually using these to keep the Whitakers alive. When they ask for it, I send it to them. That simple. The goal of getting them this house is not real, nor will it ever materialize. And just been upfront and honest with, hey, this isn't for the house. This is just for them. If you want to donate to them, here it is. Cool.
Now, here's my personal thing that I believe. He basically said, hey, I didn't call you any names, but now I'm going to attack your character. And now I'm going to attack the way you handle these things. And I get that. My personal opinion is that Tyler Oliveira, in the way that he came across this, is wrong. Mark, in the way that he came across this, is wrong. They both should have been more upfront with the viewers, and they both should have been more upfront with themselves rather than making response videos on the internet and making this way bigger than it actually is. That's not fair for either of them. It's just not fair. You need to talk to each other personally. You reached out to the person personally to begin with, and then when they gave you an answer that you didn't like, you went behind their back. That's okay. That is all okay. But when you're coming at someone in a video, maybe just apologize if you find out that they actually weren't doing anything wrong. Mark feels like he's taken advantage of. Tyler feels like he didn't spin a wrong story and he still wants to know where that money went. And they both feel like they did nothing wrong. But in reality, just like everything else, there's always both sides doing something wrong. There's never just one side that is doing something wrong. Both sides did something wrong. Personally, I feel like the best solution to this problem is Mark in the future being much more upfront with where the GoFundMe money is going, and Tyler in the future being much more upfront and not necessarily accusing someone of doing something without at least asking them or coming up with some proof instead of just spinning a story that could be correct and could be incorrect. That's the way of a journalist. You have to learn from your mistakes. I don't think Tyler Oliveira is going to make this mistake again. I don't think Mark's going to make this mistake again. And I think everyone can learn from this. With that being said, make sure to dislike this video, and I will see you to beat ups later.